Exhibit 18.6 provided a fairly simplistic cost volume profit analysis to work out the break even for a business. Now, what we're going to look at here in Exhibit 18.8 is how a more sophisticated cost analysis and profit can be calculated using a range of different cost drivers and cost driver levels. Up here we've got the unit level costs and the number of units sold, the batch level costs and the number of batches, product level costs and the number of products, order level costs and the number of orders, customer level costs and the number of customers, market level costs, the number of markets, and facility level costs. Now, this all requires a fairly sophisticated level of costing in an organisation. So this isn't the sort of costing that you would do for a small organisation. This would be for a large organisation which had the capacity to calculate and record these costs at the different levels. As you've learnt in your previous accounting, activity-based costing is something that needs to be done in large organisations. It's not necessarily appropriate for small organisations because they don't have the funds or the need to do it at this level. So now we can forecast profit. Oh, I didn't type that in correctly. Forecast profit. So we've got our sales. And remember, as I said in the previous exhibit, sales is a forecast where we really have to very carefully think about the elasticity of demand for our product. So it really goes back to the basic economics. How is the demand for the product going to be affected by the price and other things in the market? Okay, so our sales is our unit level costs times the number of units. Sorry, that's our sales, is the unit level, is the units sold times the price, which is, let's just get this in here correctly, which is plus units sold times, and let's go up and get the price, 1,500. Now our unit level costs, as you can see, are our unit level costs times the units sold. Our batch level costs are the batch cost times the number of batches. Our product level costs are the product costs times the number of products that we're looking at. And again, this is a very simple one because we're only looking at one product, and that's probably quite unusual for an organisation. And you need to think about, when you're working out these costs, how much of these costs you allocate to one product or another product. Then we've got our order level costs times the number of orders, our customer level costs times the number of customers, our market level costs times the number of markets, and we've only got one market here. Again, this is a very, very simple calculation. And our facility level costs, which we've only got one facility. So we've then got all of these down here, and we can work out our total costs by adding all of these up, and our profit. Now, this provides a more complex and more detailed analysis and prediction than the CVP analysis that we looked at in the previous example, but this is still a very, very simple analysis because we're looking at only at one product, only at one market, and So it's quite simple, but it gives you a basis so that you can see how an organisation can set up something like this and then start to analyse what profit one product is going to provide for an organisation. And you can have a look at this under a number of different assumptions. For example, like changing the number of units sold, and you can see how that immediately changes the profit, or changing the price. And so we can see what changes can be made throughout this.